Okay, so the talk is maths, games, and being nice. And that's me, Thomas. Right. So what we're going to talk about today is maths. So there's a lot more to maths than just numbers. So if you look hard enough, you can make everything maths. So this is just some of the things that we'll be talking about today. One of the main things that we're going to do is look at really simple things. You can have a go, try it, and then we'll try and apply that to something that's a bit more complicated. So what is a game? So there's people, we play the game, we make decisions, and some people win, some people don't win. And what we'd like to do is, I'm not very good at Monopoly. My friends always beat me, and I'd quite like to know how maths can help me beat my friends at Monopoly. So we're going to look at quite a simple game. Some of you might have seen this game outside. So it's called Kruskal's Count, and that's the person who made it. And he did lots of stuff on black holes, and he also made some games. So here's a game. So what I want is a volunteer. You were first in the red, I think. So if you want to come down to the front. So what I have is some cards. Would you like to shuffle them and make sure that I've not cheated? So everyone in the audience, there are some cards on the screen that you're able to see. So I promise I shuffled them and then popped them across to this slide. So you'll be able to play along in the audience, but we'll have a small game here. So are you happy they're shuffled? Yes. Okay, so we're going to lay them out on the screen. We can't get quite many on, but can you see all those? Okay, so how the game is going to work, so you can play along there. So you pick a card, so I've picked this 7 here, and then what we do is we're going to move along 7 spaces. So you're on a 3 there, so you can move along 3 spaces. And now we're on another 7. So we'll move along 7 again. Yeah, let's go round there. So now we're on a 4. I can keep counting round. You're going to have to move a long way. Yeah, let's go something like that. So does everyone understand how the game works? Yeah. So how do we win and lose? Well, you're going to be player 1, and you're going to play against me, who's going to be player 2. So what you do as player 1 is pick one of the cards along the top row. So there's lots to choose from. And you're going to move around like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be player 2, and I'm going to set a trap somewhere along here. If you land on my trap, then I win. And if you manage to escape, then you win. So, would you like a pointer? And you can, so if you press that button, you can count along with your choice. So pick one of the cards at the top. What would you like? The first one? So, let's find out what the trap is. So the trap is there. Okay, so would you like to count along 7? And if you're in the audience, you can pick your own card. Okay, and then 7 again. You were caught. So, did anyone in the audience get caught?
It is
Ace is just one square. Yeah. So that's the trap. So who in the audience? Yeah. You can try again if you want. Right. So hands up if you were caught. Hands up if you weren't caught. So the game isn't rigged, or those people can't count. So yeah, the game definitely isn't rigged. Some people did manage to get around, but I won quite a lot in that game, which is great. So if you want to thank you for your help, you can sit back down. We got this down So a lot of people got caught, and why might that be? So we can look at this trap and go, well, where did we come from to land on that square? So that square is fine, that takes us well past the trap. So the only one we can come from is this 9. So we know if we land on the trap, we must have landed on that 9. To land on that 9, you've got to have come from somewhere over here. And it turns out you have to come from there. But what happens next is, to get to that 2, you could have come from there or there. Either of them works. And as we keep going back, we find to get to that 8, you could have come from any of those 3 places. So by the time we get all the way around the board, if you picked any of those to start on, you were going to land on the trap. So there's only 3 out of 10 choices that would have got you safe. And this isn't just because I fix the cards like this. This actually happens. Just shuffle the cards, lay them out for yourself, and this will happen. And about 70% of people will get caught every time. And it's all because of how we place the trap. So if we look at some cards, it's really difficult for us to... So if I put the trap on that card, well, I can't come from there, any of these. So that'd be useless, everyone would escape. So how do I set the trap? That is part of the problem in this game. And actually how I did it was I just played it a few times and see where that I would have got caught. So I just picked the first 3, went around the board. It was like, if I put a trap there, I'd have caught myself 2 out of 3 times. I know that most places catch people, so that's a good place for a trap. Now, what's this got to do with Monopoly? I said I want to beat my friends, and, you know, Monopoly is quite a different game. So we roll dice instead of just moving whatever numbers on the square, and there's lots of cards that move you to other places. So if you land on go to jail, you end up going to jail over there. So it's a lot more chance than the game that we just played. However, the key thing that makes it the same is what we do in Monopoly, is we buy these squares here, here, and here, the properties. And what that is like is us setting a trap for all the other players in the game. So what we're aiming to do is find out where in a game of Monopoly is a good place to set a trap. So we saw that in the game, what the best way to find out how to put a trap was by just playing the game several times, seeing where we land, we can count and work out where to put the trap. And we know this game is really not as random as it seems. So if you land on any of these squares, you're quite likely to go to jail. And any of these squares you can roll and end up there. You can get doubles. So lots of squares you end up on more than others. We also have lots of weirdity from rolling the dice. So when we roll the dice, we end up with the number 7 a lot more times than any other number. So that means that some squares we just end up landing on a lot more. So this is what I did on my computer. So I spent a lot of time playing Monopoly with myself.
I wrote a program that plays Monopoly, rolls the dice, goes around the board. This was after 100,001 goes of Monopoly. It went on for a few more than this. But this tells us exactly how often we land on each square. Just by playing that game of going around, you have to spend a lot of time to do this with laser points on the board. But we can find this out. I find out we can spend a lot of time in jail. And then Trafalgar Square is the next most popular property. We can use this to say how much we should buy properties for. This is also how Google works. So if any of you wondered how we rank pages on Google, you type in some stuff and it gives you a top page. This is exactly how they do it. So they look at our websites, which like Firefoxes, and they do exactly the same. Just click on links, go to places, and count where would be best to set a trap to catch the most users. And that's where they put the top links. So we sort of see that this one has lots of things going to it. That means that it's quite a popular site and lots of people end up there. And even though this one only has one link, it's a link from somewhere really popular. Okay, so now we'll talk about a slightly different game. So I'll need some volunteers. So can I have the person bring? Yeah. Slide out. So I've got 3 dice. So I hope you see those. So if you want to come there, so let's go there. So I've got 3 dice. They're not the normal dice. I wrote some weird numbers on them. So I'm able to see that one has 7 dots. So what we're going to do is I'll get one of you. So who wants to pick the dice first? The green one. Okay. So I'm going to get you to roll the red one. And whoever gets highest is going to win. So, you want to roll? So that's a 5 on the green dice. And you've rolled a 9, so you're winning. Do you want to pick up the dice again? Do you want to go with the same green one? Yeah. So if you roll the red one, we'll see who wins. 5. And a 4, so that's a win for you. Okay, and do the same again, green and red. So that's a 5 and a 4. So that's a win for the green dice. So do you have the red one for 3? Blue. And if you take the red one, we'll see what happens with this. So that's a 7 for blue and a 4 for red, so that's blue. 7 for blue, 4 for red. And that's a 4 for red, 2 for blue. So it's 2, 1 for blue for red. So these dice seem to be, some of them seem to be better than other dice. So if I put that on, that's a closer look for everyone in the audience of what numbers are on the dice. So, we always pick. You want to go green? So you're going red. Okay. Yeah, let's see who wins. So that's 5 green, 4 for red. 5 green, 4 for red. 5 green. And 4 for red again. So we've got green beating red. I think we had a blue beating green. So which dice does people think is best? Yeah, what shout colour? Blue? Who thinks the blue dice is the best one? Yeah? Anyone think green? Anyone think red? Red's not very popular? Okay. So we're going to have a look now at the red dice versus the blue dice. So these are all the possibilities that you can roll on the blue dice. These are all the possibilities on the red dice. So it looks like the red one is going to beat the blue one more often than not. So that's red better than blue. What about blue and green? So this is more or less the same. So all the options. And it looks like blue is going to beat green. So we've got red beats blue beats green. So would you like to pick guys again? Who wants to go first? You've got green. And you're going to blue. So you'll see first. That's 5 and 2. So if you roll again. That's 5 and 7. That's 7 and 5. So that's blue overall. So this is now green versus red. So you said that red was better than blue, blue was better than green. But you can see from this that green is now better than red. So what's happened is we've got a sort of cycle like this. So if we're to play, then I'm going to get you to pick the dice first. I'm always going to win. And if we pick dice at the same time, what we end up with is a game very like rock, paper, scissors. So we've got red, blue, green, and they're all going to be the next one round and lose the next one. So we're going to change the rules a bit. Do you think you've learned the pattern? Yeah. So we're now going to roll 2 dice of the same colour. And I'll let you pick first. So who wants to be the first to take the second? You'll be playing 2. Okay. So the rules are exactly the same before. We'll just add together what you get on the dice. And this is a little reminder of what these want. So which colour would you like to pick? Green. So which colour would you like to go with? So you go blue. Okay, roll both dice. Roll both of them together. So blue has 14, green has 10. And roll 3 times. Blue has 9, and green has 10. That's new. And again. Green has 10, blue has 9. So green is now being blue. Okay, that's your chance. You want to go again? Okay, blue. And you can go green. Yeah. You can change colours. So we've now got green, red, and so roll. So that's 10th green and 8th red. So green has 10, red has 13. So that's okay. Red has 8, green has 10. Okay, so that's as we thought. Green is going to be red. So that's 10 green and 8 red. So that's green fairly randomly. But so if you two want to go back, thanks for. So we saw that we had green beating blue the first time. Actually, what happens sort of is this nature of the people beating each other really doesn't work anymore if you have two dice. So if you look at red v blue, this is a really, really big table. You can see that blue actually is now better than red, very slightly. And everything actually reverses if we have two dice. So with two dice, everything becomes a lot closer, and by picking second, you can win about 60% of the time. But everything is now in the opposite order. So you can also, you've heard of the game rock, paper, scissors, lizard, spot from Big Bang Theory. We can also do exactly the same with what we'll call dice. But I'm now going to move on to talking about being nice. So, we have essentially lots of applications of games to real life. So one of them is evolution. So we can view essentially everything that we do as a game, and everyone is so different. And if you win, that might mean you find more food. If you lose, that means you don't get eaten by a lion or something not very nice like that. So we get things like animals which are exactly the same, including two colours. So that will camouflage us very nicely in our modern industrial world. And that one doesn't. So they get eaten a lot more. So the example I was looking at is slight block lizards. So we saw the dice game, and these are a species of lizards which is essentially stuck playing that game. So there are 3 different lizards. You can probably see they're slightly different colours. One has blue splotches, one has orange, one has yellow. And they all act very differently. So one of them is very protective of everything that it has. One of them is very sneaky and just steals things. And one of them is very aggressive and fights all the time. And what we find is they all beat another one of the strategies. So the people who guard everything very well, they do a lot better than people who steal things, because if there's lots of those around, no one can steal anything. But they're not very aggressive, and if people start fighting, then they move around. So biologists study their population, and it alternates like they're playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, and always doing whichever one's winning the most. yeah, so their population was this sort of weird circle over.
Okay, so thank you for coming to talk. I think we're